for the fans. The glory for the pinstripes.
What's up, Yanks Nation? Welcome back to the channel. This is where you get the inside scoop, the real story, and the analysis that matters about our team. We're at a pivotal moment in the season. The team's contending, the Bronx Bombers are doing their job at the plate, but we all know championships are won on the mound, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. There's a name swirling in the back channels, a name that carries as much potential as it does risk, and I've got the details you need to know. Brian Cashman and the front office are eyeing a trade deadline target, a name that until recently was synonymous with absolute dominance in the National League. I'm talking about Sandy Alcantara. Yes, the 2022 Cy Young Award winner. But his situation now is drastically different, and that's where our conversation gets interesting. This is the kind of move that can define a season, for better or for worse. And as fans, we need to understand exactly what's at stake. Before we dive into Alcantara's current struggles, let's rewind the tape to 2022 so everyone understands the caliber of pitcher we're talking about. That season, he was simply untouchable. He led Major League Baseball with 228 and 2/3 innings pitched and 6 complete games, a feat that feels like it's from a different era of baseball. He posted a 2.28 ERA and a sub-1 whip. He was a true workhorse, a guy who took the mound and you knew he was going deep into the game, saving the bullpen and giving his team the best possible chance to win. His mix of a heavy sinker that touched 100 miles per hour, a devastating changeup, and sharp sliders was just unfair to hitters. He wasn't just a power pitcher, he was an artist on the mound, and that performance earned him a 5-year, $56 million contract with the Marlins, a deal that looked like a steal at the time. Now, think about having that guy in his prime form in our rotation next to a healthy Garrett Cole and a resurgent Carlos Rodon. It would be, without a doubt, the best rotation in the league. That's the dream. That's the memory that has executives like Brian Cashman still salivating at the possibility. Now, let's flash forward to the harsh reality of 2025. The Sandy Alcantara we're seeing this season is a shadow of that dominant pitcher. The main reason for this downfall, as we know, was the Tommy John surgery he underwent in October of 2023, which caused him to miss the entire 2024 season. And his return in 2025 has been, to put it mildly, an ordeal. The numbers don't lie, and they are brutal. In 18 starts, he has a 4-9 record with a staggering 7.22 ERA. That is not a typo, that is 7.22. His whip is a bloated 1. 73, meaning he's allowing nearly 2 base runners per inning. His most recent start on Wednesday against the Reds was a microcosm of his season. He lasted just 5 innings, giving up 6 earned runs, 9 hits, and 2 walks. It was his 3rd consecutive start allowing 5 or more earned runs. He's not just struggling, he's getting hit hard, game in and game out. So what exactly is going wrong? RJ Anderson of CBS Sports did a deep dive and identified 3 core issues plaguing Alcantara. First, the effectiveness of his 4-seam fastball has plummeted. That pitch, which used to set up his entire arsenal, doesn't have the same life or command. Hitters are no longer threatened by it and are making solid contact. When your fastball isn't a threat, secondary pitches like the changeup and slider become far less effective because hitters don't have to honor the velocity. Second, he's having massive trouble against left-handed hitters. Historically, his changeup was the great equalizer against lefties, but this year, they're hitting over 350 against him. Without that reliable weapon, he's exposed. And third, the ground balls he induces, which used to be synonymous with easy outs and double plays, are now finding holes in the defense. This could be a mix of bad luck and simply better quality of contact from hitters. These aren't weak rollers anymore, they're sharply hit balls that fielders can't get to. These are not small problems. They are fundamental flaws in his game that point to a pitcher who is still trying to rediscover who he is after such a major surgery. And it is this pitcher with all these problems who is at the center of trade rumors involving the Yankees. Despite all the red flags and the alarming numbers I just laid out, the market for Sandy Alcantara is still surprisingly hot. And that brings us to the most crucial part of this analysis. Why would the Yankees, a team with World Series aspirations seriously consider taking a flyer on such a volatile reclamation project mid-season? The answer lies in the upside and the contract. Jeff Passan and Kylie McDaniel of ESPN, two of the most trusted sources in the game, ranked Alcantara as their number 3 available trade deadline candidate and pegged the odds of him being dealt at 60%. They note that he's been constantly tinkering with his mechanics and pitch mix, a desperate search to recapture his former glory. That shows the pitcher isn't just sitting back, he's fighting. And for an organization like the Yankees, with an elite pitching infrastructure led by Matt Blake, the belief might be that they hold the key to unlocking the former Cy Young winner still inside him. The case for the trade is built on a buy low philosophy. Alcantara's value has never been lower. The Marlins are in a full-blown teardown mode. They don't have the luxury of waiting indefinitely to see if their former ace finds his form. For them, it makes sense to move him now, even at a loss, to acquire a quality prospect package that can accelerate their rebuild. And that's where the Yankees come in. We have one of the best farm systems in baseball. A deal for Alcantara would likely cost some of our top prospects. Think about the names that circulate in trade talks. Maybe a high upside outfielder or a young arm close to the majors. It would be a tough pill to swallow, but it would be the price of acquiring a generational talent. The real prize here is Alcantara's contract. He's making $17.3 million this season and is owed the same amount next year. In 2027, he's due $21 million, but the deal includes a club option with a manageable $2 million buyout. This means if the gamble pays off, the Yankees would have an elite pitcher under cost control for 2.5 seasons. If it fails, they can move on from the deal after 2026 with minimal financial pain. It's a calculated risk, a massive risk, but one with a reward that could be a ticker-tape parade down the Canyon of Heroes in October. The question Brian Cashman and his staff are weighing at this very moment is this: is the 2025 version of Alcantara a temporary anomaly, a pitcher still shaking off the physical and mental rust from Tommy John surgery? Or is this the new normal for him? Acquiring him would be a direct bet on our organization's ability to fix him. It would be a statement of belief in our coaches, our analytics department, and the winning culture we have. Picture the best case scenario. Alcantara comes to the Bronx, works with Matt Blake, makes a few crucial tweaks, and by late August and September, he starts to look like the pitcher of old. He enters the playoffs as a number 3 starter behind Cole and Rodon, giving us a rotation depth that no other team in the American League could match. That is the dream that justifies the risk. On the flip side, the nightmare is that he continues to struggle. His ERA remains inflated, and we've traded away valuable prospects for a bad contract and a hole in the rotation. It would be a move that could haunt the franchise for years. There is no middle ground here. It's a boom or bust move. So the headline is this: the Yankees are actively exploring a trade for Sandy Alcantara, a former Cy Young winner who is in the midst of the worst season of his career, following a major surgery. It's the classic definition of a high-risk, high-reward gamble, a move that fits Brian Cashman's MO of identifying undervalued talent. The prospect cost will be significant, and the risk of him not returning to his elite form is very real. But the potential of adding an ace-caliber arm on a controllable contract for multiple seasons is too tantalizing to ignore. Now, I want to hear from you, the real Yanks Nation, from the bleacher creatures to every single one of you watching at home. Do you make this trade? Do you risk a significant part of our farm system's future for a chance to fix Sandy Alcantara and solidify our rotation for a World Series run? Or is the risk just too great? And should we focus on safer, less complicated targets? Drop your comments below. I want to see the debate. I want to hear the arguments. And if you want to stay ahead of the curve with in-depth analysis just like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. That way, you'll never miss a crucial update as we barrel towards the trade deadline. Thanks for watching, and let's go Yanks. Let's hope the front office makes the right moves to bring that title back to the Bronx.